When comparison steals your joy, finding peace in your own journey. Written and published by MSC Boost. Chapter 1. The Comparison Trap. Recognizing the signs and triggers. We scroll through social media feeds filled with carefully curated highlights of other people's lives and feel like we're constantly falling short of some impossible standard. We chase after goals and milestones that society tells us we should want, only to find ourselves feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from our own authentic desires and values. But what if there was another way? What if true joy and fulfillment were not found in keeping up with the Joneses or measuring ourselves against others, but in learning to embrace our own unique journey and live a life aligned with our deepest values and aspirations? In the pages of this book, you'll discover a powerful roadmap for breaking free from the comparison trap and cultivating a life of authentic purpose, meaning, and happiness. Through a combination of cutting-edge research, practical strategies, and inspiring real-life stories, you'll learn how to reframe your perspective, build resilience in the face of setbacks, and find joy and meaning in the journey of personal growth and self-discovery. Whether you're struggling with feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, or a sense of disconnection from your true self, this book will give you the tools and insights you need to transform your life from the inside out and embrace the beauty and possibility of your own unique path. The desire to compare ourselves to others seems to be an inherent part of the human experience. We look at the lives of those around us, whether they be friends, family, colleagues, or even strangers on social media, and we can't help but measure our own accomplishments, possessions, and experiences against theirs. This tendency to compare, while natural, can quickly become a destructive force in our lives, stealing our joy and leaving us feeling inadequate, envious, and unfulfilled. The comparison trap is insidious, often creeping up on us without our even realizing it. We might find ourselves scrolling through our social media feeds, admiring the seemingly perfect lives of others, and suddenly feel a pang of dissatisfaction with our own circumstances. Or perhaps we attend a gathering where everyone seems to be sharing their latest successes and milestones, leaving us feeling as though we are lagging behind in our own journey. These moments of comparison can trigger a range of negative emotions, from envy and resentment to self-doubt and feelings of inadequacy. We might begin to question our own worth, wondering why we haven't achieved the same level of success or happiness as those we are comparing ourselves to. These thoughts can quickly spiral out of control, leading to a cycle of negative self-talk and diminished self-esteem. To break free from the comparison trap, we must first learn to recognize the signs and triggers that lead us down this destructive path. One common trigger is the highlight reel effect of social media. When we scroll through our feeds, we are often presented with a carefully curated version of people's lives, one that emphasizes their successes, joys, and picture-perfect moments. It's easy to forget that these posts are not a complete representation of reality, and that everyone faces challenges and struggles that they may not choose to share online. Another trigger for comparison can be the success of those in our immediate circle, such as friends, family members, or colleagues. When we see others achieving their goals or reaching milestones that we have yet to attain, it can be tempting to compare our own progress and feel as though we are falling short. However, it's crucial to remember that everyone's journey is unique, and what may be a significant achievement for one person may not hold the same meaning or importance for another. Comparison can also be triggered by societal expectations and pressures. We live in a culture that often equates success with external markers, such as wealth, status, and material possessions. When we buy into these narrow definitions of success, we may find ourselves constantly striving to keep up with others, even if their goals and values do not align with our own. To break free from the comparison trap, we must first become aware of our own triggers and the situations that tend to spark feelings of inadequacy or envy. By developing this self-awareness, we can begin to catch ourselves in the act of comparing and take steps to reframe our thoughts and focus on our own journey. One powerful way to combat the comparison trap is to practice gratitude. When we take the time to appreciate the blessings and achievements in our own lives, we shift our focus away from what others have and onto the abundance that already surrounds us. We can start by keeping a gratitude journal where we regularly record the things we are thankful for, no matter how small they may seem. Additionally, setting intentions and goals that align with our own values and desires can help us stay focused on our personal growth and development, rather than measuring ourselves against others. When we have a clear sense of purpose and direction, we are less likely to be swayed by the accomplishments and expectations of those around us. Building a supportive network of friends and loved ones who encourage us to be our authentic selves can also be invaluable in overcoming the comparison trap. Surrounding ourselves with people who celebrate our unique strengths and achievements, rather than fueling feelings of competition or inadequacy, can help us maintain a healthy perspective and stay true to our own path. Learning to recognize the signs and triggers of the comparison trap is the first step in breaking free from its hold on our lives. By cultivating self-awareness, practicing gratitude, setting intentions that align with our values, and building a supportive network, we can begin to shift our focus away from the lives of others and onto the beauty and potential of our own unique journey. As we learn to embrace our own path, we open ourselves up to a greater sense of peace, contentment, and joy, no matter where we may find ourselves in comparison to others. Chapter 2. Cultivating Self-Awareness. The Key to Breaking Free. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which personal growth and transformation are built. When we develop a deeper understanding of our own thoughts, emotions, values, and behaviors, we gain the power to break free from the comparison trap and chart our own course towards fulfillment and contentment. The journey of self-discovery begins with honest self-reflection. Taking the time to examine our inner world, without judgment or self-criticism, allows us to uncover the root causes of our comparative thinking. We may discover that our tendency to compare ourselves to others stems from deeply held insecurities, unresolved past experiences, or a lack of clarity about our own values and goals. One effective technique for cultivating self-awareness is the practice of mindfulness. By learning to observe our thoughts and emotions with a sense of detachment and curiosity, we can begin to recognize patterns and triggers that lead us into the comparison trap. Mindfulness helps us develop the skill of being present in the moment, rather than getting caught up in rumination about the past or anxiety about the future. Journaling is another powerful tool for self-reflection and introspection. By regularly recording our thoughts, feelings, and experiences, we create a space for honest self-expression and exploration. Through the process of writing, we may uncover insights and revelations about ourselves that we had previously overlooked or ignored. Engaging in activities that allow us to connect with our authentic selves can also be transformative in the journey of self-awareness. This might include creative pursuits such as art, music, or writing, or physical practices like yoga or martial arts. When we immerse ourselves in activities that bring us joy and allow us to express our unique talents and passions, we strengthen our sense of self and become less susceptible to the influence of comparison. Seeking feedback from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist can also be valuable in the process of self-discovery. Sometimes, an outside perspective can help us identify blind spots or patterns of behavior that we may not be able to see on our own. However, it's important to approach this feedback with a sense of openness and non-judgment, recognizing that the insights of others are simply additional data points to consider in our own self-exploration. As we deepen our self-awareness, we may also discover that our values and priorities have shifted over time. What once seemed important to us may no longer align with our authentic selves. This realization can be both challenging and liberating, as it invites us to reassess our goals and make choices that are more congruent with our true desires and aspirations. Ultimately, the path of self-awareness is a lifelong journey, one that requires patience, compassion, and a willingness to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. There will be moments of resistance and fear, as we confront aspects of ourselves that we may have previously avoided or denied. However, by staying committed to the process of self-discovery, we gradually develop a stronger sense of self-trust and inner wisdom. The rewards of cultivating self-awareness are immeasurable. As we come to know ourselves more deeply, we become less vulnerable to the opinions and expectations of others. We develop the courage to stand in our own truth, even when it means going against the grain of societal norms or the pressures of our peer group. We learn to trust our own instincts and make choices that are aligned with our authentic selves, rather than being swayed by external influences. Self-awareness is the key that unlocks the door to personal freedom and fulfillment. By dedicating ourselves to the ongoing process of self-reflection and introspection, we equip ourselves with the tools and insights needed to break free from the comparison trap and create a life that is truly our own. With each step we take towards greater self-understanding, we move closer to a sense of wholeness, purpose, and inner peace that no external comparison can ever take away. Chapter 3. Reframing your perspective. Shifting your focus inward. The lens through which we view our lives has a profound impact on our happiness and well-being. When we fall into the trap of comparison, we often adopt a perspective that emphasizes lack, scarcity, and inadequacy. However, by consciously choosing to reframe our perspective and shift our focus inward, we can cultivate a greater sense of contentment, gratitude, and inner peace. Practicing mindfulness is a powerful way to redirect our attention from external comparisons to our own internal experience. When we engage in mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing us to gain a clearer understanding of our own mental and emotional landscape. This heightened awareness can help us recognize when we are falling into patterns of comparative thinking and provide us with the space to consciously choose a different response. One simple mindfulness technique is to focus on the present moment through the practice of deep, intentional breathing. Whenever you find yourself getting caught up in thoughts of comparison or inadequacy, take a few minutes to close your eyes and bring your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of the air moving in and out of your body, the rise and fall of your chest, and the feeling of your lungs expanding and contracting. This simple act of mindful breathing can help ground you in the present moment and provide a sense of calm and clarity. Gratitude is another essential tool for shifting your perspective and finding greater contentment in your own life. When we actively seek out things to be grateful for, we train our minds to focus on the abundance and blessings that surround us, rather than dwelling on what we lack or how we measure up to others. Consider starting a gratitude journal, where you write down 3 to 5 things you are thankful for each day. These can be as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or a beautiful sunset. Over time, this practice of gratitude can help rewire your brain to naturally seek out the positive aspects of your life, rather than fixating on comparisons or perceived shortcomings. Reframing your self-talk is another crucial aspect of shifting your perspective. The way we speak to ourselves has a significant impact on our emotions, beliefs, and behaviors. When we engage in negative self-talk, telling ourselves that we are not good enough, smart enough, or successful enough compared to others, we reinforce feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. However, by consciously choosing to reframe our self-talk in a more positive and self-compassionate way, we can begin to build a more resilient and affirming inner dialogue. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, take a moment to pause and consider how you might rephrase those thoughts in a more supportive and encouraging way. For example, instead of telling yourself, "I'm so far behind compared to my peers," you might reframe that thought as, "I am on my own unique path, and I am making progress at my own pace." By consistently practicing this kind of self-compassionate reframing, you can gradually shift your inner narrative from one of comparison and self-criticism to one of acceptance and self-love. Cultivating a growth mindset is another powerful way to reframe your perspective and focus on your own personal development, rather than getting caught up in comparisons to others. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed and expanded through dedication and hard work. When you adopt a growth mindset, you view challenges and setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than as evidence of your inadequacy or failure. To cultivate a growth mindset, start by embracing the idea that your potential is not fixed or limited by your current circumstances or abilities. Look for opportunities to stretch yourself and take on new challenges, even if they feel daunting or uncomfortable at first. Celebrate your progress and efforts, rather than fixating solely on outcomes or achievements. And when you do experience setbacks or failures, reframe them as valuable learning experiences that can help you grow and improve in the future. Surrounding yourself with positive and supportive influences is another key aspect of reframing your perspective and shifting your focus inward. The people we choose to spend our time with can have a profound impact on our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. When we surround ourselves with individuals who are constantly comparing themselves to others or engaging in negative self-talk, it can be difficult to maintain a healthy and self-affirming perspective. On the other hand, when we seek out relationships with people who are focused on personal growth, self-acceptance, and mutual support, we create an environment that nurtures our own positive perspective and inner focus. Look for friends, mentors, and communities that share your values and encourage you to embrace your own unique journey. Engage in conversations and activities that emphasize self-discovery, mindfulness, and personal development, rather than external comparisons or judgments. Shifting your perspective from external comparisons to internal growth and self-acceptance is a gradual process that requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to embrace discomfort and uncertainty. There will be moments when you find yourself slipping back into old patterns of comparative thinking or negative self-talk. However, by consistently practicing mindfulness, gratitude, self-compassionate reframing, and surrounding yourself with positive influences, you can gradually rewire your brain to naturally focus on your own unique path and inner experience. The rewards of this inner focus are immeasurable. As you learn to redirect your attention from external comparisons to your own personal growth and well-being, you will discover a greater sense of peace, purpose, and self-acceptance. You will become less reliant on the validation and approval of others and more grounded in your own inner wisdom and values. And you will develop the resilience and adaptability needed to navigate life's challenges with grace, compassion, and a deep trust in your own unique journey. Reframing your perspective and shifting your focus inward is a transformative practice that can help you break free from the comparison trap and cultivate a life of authentic joy and fulfillment. By embracing mindfulness, gratitude, self-compassion, and a growth mindset, you empower yourself to create a reality that is guided by your own inner truth and values, rather than the expectations or judgments of others. As you learn to trust and honor your own path, you open yourself up to a world of limitless possibility and potential, free from the chains of comparison and self-doubt. Chapter 4. Setting authentic goals. Aligning your path with your values. When we find ourselves caught in the comparison trap, it's often because we are pursuing goals and aspirations that are not truly aligned with our own values and desires. We may be chasing dreams that have been imposed upon us by society, family, or our own internalized expectations, rather than those that emerge from a deep understanding of our authentic selves. To break free from this cycle of comparison and dissatisfaction, we must learn to set goals that are grounded in our own unique values, passions, and purpose. This process begins with a willingness to question the assumptions and beliefs that have guided our choices and actions up until this point. We must be willing to ask ourselves, is this what I truly want? Or am I pursuing this goal because I believe I should, or because others expect it of me? This kind of honest self-reflection can be challenging, as it requires us to confront the ways in which we may have been living out of alignment with our true self. However, it is also an incredibly liberating and empowering process, as it allows us to reconnect with our own inner wisdom and create a vision for our lives that is truly our own. Once we have gained clarity on our values and passions, we can begin the process of setting authentic goals that reflect these inner truths. An authentic goal is one that emerges from a deep understanding of who we are and what we truly want to create in our lives. It is a goal that is grounded in our own unique talents, strengths, and purpose, rather than one that is imposed upon us by external expectations or comparisons. To set authentic goals, start by reflecting on the activities, experiences, and achievements that have brought you the greatest sense of joy, fulfillment, and alignment in the past. What are the common threads that run through these experiences? What values or qualities do they reflect? Use these insights as a starting point for envisioning the kind of life you truly want to create for yourself. Next, consider the areas of your life that feel most out of alignment or unfulfilling at present. What changes or shifts would you need to make to bring these areas into greater harmony with your authentic self? What goals or aspirations would allow you to express your true values and passions more fully in these domains? As you begin to formulate your authentic goals, it's important to ensure that they are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound smart. A SMART goal is one that is clearly defined, with specific criteria for measuring progress and success. It is challenging enough to be motivating, but not so overwhelming as to be impossible. And it is directly relevant to your own unique values and purpose, rather than being imposed by external expectations. For example, instead of setting a vague goal like be more sessions and time-bound, as you set your authentic goals, it's also important to create a clear action plan for bringing them to fruition. Break each goal down into smaller, manageable steps and tasks, and create a timeline for completing each one. Identify the resources, support, and accountability you will need to stay on track, and put systems in place to ensure that you are making consistent progress. Remember that the path to achieving your authentic goals may not always be linear or predictable. There will be challenges, setbacks, and obstacles along the way. However, by staying connected to your inner truth and values, and by approaching each challenge as an opportunity for growth and learning, you can develop the resilience and adaptability needed to stay the course. Celebrating your progress and accomplishments along the way is also crucial for maintaining motivation and momentum. Take time to acknowledge and appreciate each small step forward, and to reflect on how far you have come since you first set your authentic goals. Surround yourself with supportive and encouraging people who believe in your vision and who will cheer you on as you work towards your dreams. It's also important to remain open and flexible as you pursue your authentic goals. As you grow and evolve, your values and passions may shift and change. Be willing to reassess and adjust your goals as needed to ensure that they continue to align with your authentic self. Trust that your inner wisdom will guide you towards the path that is truly right for you, even if it looks different than what you originally envisioned. Aligning your goals with your authentic values and passions is a powerful way to break free from the comparison trap and create a life that is truly fulfilling and meaningful. When you are pursuing aspirations that emerge from your own inner truth, you are no longer at the mercy of external expectations or comparisons. You are charting your own course, guided by your own unique purpose and potential. The journey of setting and pursuing authentic goals is not always easy, but it is one of the most rewarding and transformative paths we can undertake. As you learn to trust your own inner wisdom and create a vision for your life that reflects your deepest values and desires, you will discover a sense of purpose, joy, and fulfillment that is truly unparalleled. You will become the author of your own story, crafting a life that is rich with meaning, adventure, and authentic success. Chapter 5. Embracing your uniqueness. Celebrating your individuality. In a world that often prizes conformity and standardization, it can be all too easy to lose sight of the inherent beauty and value of our own uniqueness. We may find ourselves striving to fit in, to meet the expectations of others, or to live up to an idealized version of success that leaves little room for individual expression or diversity. However, when we learn to embrace and celebrate our own individuality, we tap into a powerful source of strength, resilience, and joy that can help us break free from the comparison trap and live a life that is truly authentic and fulfilling. Our uniqueness is not a weakness or a liability, but rather a precious gift that sets us apart and allows us to bring our own special talents, perspectives, and contributions to the world. Each of us has a one-of-a-kind combination of experiences, skills, passions, and personality traits that makes us who we are. When we learn to honor and appreciate these unique qualities, rather than trying to suppress or change them to fit in with others, we open ourselves up to a greater sense of self-acceptance, confidence, and purpose. One of the keys to embracing your uniqueness is to cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness and self-knowledge. Take time to reflect on your own strengths, values, and passions, and consider how these qualities have shaped your life and experiences up until this point. What are the things that make you feel most alive, engaged, and fulfilled? What are the skills and talents that come most naturally to you? And how might you use them to make a positive impact on the world around you? As you gain clarity on your own unique qualities and strengths, it's important to practice self-acceptance and self-compassion. Many of us have internalized messages from society, family, or our own inner critic that tell us that we are not good enough, that we need to change or improve in order to be worthy of love and acceptance. However, these messages are based on a flawed and limited understanding of what it means to be human. The truth is that each of us is inherently worthy and valuable, just as we are, with all of our quirks, imperfections, and unique characteristics. Practicing self-acceptance means learning to treat yourself. When we are caught in the comparison trap, we may find ourselves constantly seeking the approval and acceptance of others, rather than trusting in our own inner wisdom and self-worth. However, true confidence and fulfillment come from within, not from the opinions or judgments of others. As you learn to embrace your own uniqueness and trust in your own path, you will naturally become less reliant on external validation and more grounded in your own sense of purpose and value. Embracing your uniqueness is a profound act of self-love and self-acceptance that can transform every aspect of your life. When you learn to celebrate your own individuality and trust in your own unique path, you free yourself from the chains of comparison and open yourself up to a world of limitless possibility and potential. You become a shining example of what it means to live authentically, courageously, and joyfully, inspiring others to do the same. The journey of embracing your uniqueness is not always easy, but it is one of the most important and rewarding paths you can undertake. It requires a willingness to confront your own fears and insecurities, to challenge limiting beliefs and expectations, and to step boldly into the fullness of who you are. However, the rewards of this journey are immeasurable: a deep sense of self-love and self-acceptance, a greater capacity for joy and fulfillment, and the ability to make a truly unique and valuable contribution to the world around you. As you continue on this path of self-discovery and self-celebration, trust in the wisdom and guidance of your own inner voice. Embrace the beauty and power of your own individuality, and know that you have something special and valuable to offer the world, simply by being yourself. By learning to celebrate your own uniqueness and live authentically and courageously, you become a beacon of hope and inspiration for others, lighting the way towards a world that truly values and celebrates the diversity and beauty of the human experience. Chapter 6. Nurturing supportive relationships. Surrounding yourself with positivity. The people we choose to surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our well-being, self-perception, and ability to break free from the comparison trap. When we are constantly exposed to negative influences, criticism, or competitive dynamics, it can be incredibly challenging to maintain a healthy and positive sense of self. On the other hand, when we cultivate supportive, uplifting relationships with others who encourage us to be our best selves, we create a powerful foundation for personal growth, self-acceptance, and authentic living. The first step in nurturing supportive relationships is to become more mindful and intentional about the people we allow into our inner circle. Take some time to reflect on the relationships in your life, both personal and professional, and consider how each one makes you feel. Do certain relationships leave you feeling drained, anxious, or insecure? Do others inspire you, uplift you, and bring out the best in you? By becoming more aware of the emotional impact of your relationships, you can start to make more conscious choices about who you spend your time and energy with. Of course, this doesn't mean that you need to cut ties with everyone who doesn't perfectly align with your values or goals. Life is messy, and relationships are complex. However, you can begin to set clearer boundaries and expectations in your relationships, communicating your needs and desires more openly and assertively. This might mean having honest conversations with loved ones about the kind of support and encouragement you need. Or it might mean distancing yourself from toxic or draining relationships that consistently undermine your sense of self-worth. As you start to create more space in your life for supportive, positive relationships, it's important to be proactive about seeking out and cultivating these connections. This might mean joining a club or group that aligns with your interests and values, attending events or workshops where you can meet like-minded individuals, or reaching out to people you admire and respect to build new relationships. The key is to be open, curious, and willing to step outside your comfort zone in order to connect with others who share your passions and priorities. When building new relationships, look for people who embody the qualities and values that you aspire to cultivate in yourself. Seek out individuals who are kind, compassionate, and non-judgmental, who listen more than they speak, and who are committed to their own personal growth and development. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your successes and support you through your challenges, who encourage you to dream big and take bold risks, and who inspire you to be your best self. As you develop these supportive relationships, it's important to nurture them with intention and care. Make time for regular check-ins and meaningful conversations, even if it's just a quick phone call or coffee date. Show up for your loved ones in times of need, offering your support, encouragement, and practical assistance whenever possible. Practice active listening, empathy, and compassion in your interactions with others, seeking to understand their perspectives and experiences without judgment or criticism. Of course, building and maintaining supportive relationships is not always easy, especially in a world that often prioritizes competition, individualism, and self-interest over collaboration, community, and mutual support. There will be times when even the most well-intentioned relationships experience conflict, misunderstanding, or disappointment. In these moments, it's important to approach challenges with patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to communicate openly and honestly. When conflicts arise in your relationships, take a step back and try to understand the underlying needs, fears, or desires that may be driving the other person's behavior. Practice self-reflection and take responsibility for your own role in the dynamic, acknowledging any ways in which you may have contributed to the problem. Seek to find common ground and mutual understanding, focusing on the shared values and goals that bring you together, rather than the differences that divide you. Ultimately, nurturing supportive relationships is not about perfection or constant harmony, but rather about creating a strong foundation of trust, respect, and mutual care that can weather the inevitable ups and downs of life. When we surround ourselves with people who believe in us, challenge us to grow, and support us through thick and thin, we create a powerful buffer against the negative impacts of comparison and self-doubt. We remind ourselves that we are not alone in our struggles, that our worth is not defined by external measures of success or status, and that true fulfillment comes from living in alignment with our deepest values and truest selves. Of course, cultivating supportive relationships is not a one-way street. Just as we seek out and nurture positive connections with others, we must also strive to be a source of support, encouragement, and inspiration in the lives of those around us. This means showing up with generosity, compassion, and a willingness to lend a helping hand or a listening ear whenever needed. It means celebrating the successes and joys of our loved ones, even when they may trigger our own insecurities or fears of inadequacy. It means being a beacon of positivity and hope in a world that can often feel dark and overwhelming. Nurturing supportive relationships is a lifelong practice, one that requires ongoing effort, intention, and self-awareness. There will be times when we stumble, when we allow our own fears or limitations to get in the way of genuine connection and care. But by staying committed to the values of compassion, empathy, and mutual support, and by surrounding ourselves with people who share these values, we create a powerful foundation for a life of authentic joy, meaning, and fulfillment. We remind ourselves that we are all in this together, that our struggles and triumphs are interconnected, and that true happiness comes not from achieving some external standard of success, but from living in alignment with our deepest truths and most cherished relationships. Surrounding yourself with positivity and support is not a luxury, but a necessity for anyone seeking to break free from the comparison trap and live a life of authentic purpose and joy. By nurturing relationships that uplift, inspire, and challenge us to be our best selves, we create a powerful foundation for personal and collective transformation. We open ourselves up to new possibilities, perspectives, and ways of being in the world, and we remind ourselves of the inherent beauty, creativity, and resilience of the human spirit. So let us all commit to being more intentional and proactive in our relationships, seeking out and nurturing the connections that bring us closer to our truest selves and our highest purpose. In doing so, we create a world of greater compassion, connection, and care, one relationship at a time. Chapter 7. Overcoming setbacks. Building resilience and adaptability. Life is full of challenges, obstacles, and setbacks that can leave us feeling discouraged, overwhelmed, and stuck in the comparison trap. Whether it's a failed project, a lost opportunity, or a personal struggle, these moments of adversity can shake our confidence and make us question our own worth and abilities. However, by learning to approach setbacks with a growth mindset and developing the skills of resilience and adaptability, we can transform these challenges into powerful opportunities for learning, growth, and self-discovery. The first step in overcoming setbacks is to reframe the way we think about failure and adversity. In a culture that often celebrates success and achievement above all else, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeing setbacks as a reflection of our own inadequacy or lack of worth. We may compare ourselves to others who seem to be thriving and feel like we are falling short or falling behind. However, this binary view of success and failure is both limiting and inaccurate. The truth is that setbacks and challenges are an inevitable part of any meaningful pursuit, and they offer us valuable opportunities to learn, grow, and develop new skills and strengths. Instead of seeing failure as a permanent state or a reflection of our own worth, we can choose to approach it with a growth mindset. Developed by psychologist Carol Dweck, a growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed and expanded through effort, learning, and perseverance. When we adopt a growth mindset, we see challenges and setbacks as opportunities to learn and improve, rather than as threats to our ego or self-worth. We become more willing to take risks, try new things, and embrace the discomfort of stepping outside our comfort zone. Cultivating a growth mindset requires practice and intention, but there are many strategies and techniques that can help us shift our perspective and approach challenges with greater resilience and adaptability. Here are a few key principles and practices to keep in mind. Embrace curiosity and experimentation. Instead of shying away from new experiences or challenges, approach them with a sense of curiosity and openness. Ask questions, seek out new information and perspectives, and be willing to experiment and try new things, even if they feel uncomfortable or unfamiliar at first. Reframe failure as feedback. When you experience a setback or failure, try to reframe it as valuable feedback that can help you learn and grow. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong or beating yourself up, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? What skills or knowledge do I need to develop in order to do better next time? Practice self-compassion. Treating ourselves with kindness and understanding when we face setbacks is essential for building resilience and maintaining motivation. Instead of engaging in harsh self-criticism or negative self-talk, try to speak to yourself with the same compassion and encouragement you would offer a good friend. Celebrate progress and effort. instead of focusing solely on outcomes or external markers of success. Make a habit of celebrating your own progress and effort along the way. Acknowledge the small wins and milestones you achieve, and give yourself credit for showing up and putting in the work, even when things don't go as planned. Seek out support and feedback. Building a strong support network of friends, mentors, and colleagues who believe in you and your goals can be incredibly valuable when facing setbacks or challenges. Don't be afraid to reach out for help or feedback when you need it, and be open to learning from the wisdom and experiences of others. Integrating these practices into your daily life and work can help you develop a more resilient and adaptable mindset in the face of setbacks and challenges. With time and practice, you may find that you become more comfortable with taking risks, trying new things, and bouncing back from failures or disappointments. You may also start to see setbacks as valuable opportunities for growth and learning, rather than as threats to your self-worth or identity. Of course, building resilience and adaptability is not a one-time achievement, but rather an ongoing process that requires consistent effort and self-reflection. There will be times when we slip back into old patterns of thinking or get caught up in the comparison trap, especially when faced with particularly challenging or high-stakes situations. In these moments, it's important to be patient and compassionate with ourselves, and to remember that setbacks and failures are a natural and necessary part of the learning process. Overcoming setbacks is not about avoiding challenges or failures altogether, but rather about developing the inner resources and skills to navigate them with greater ease and confidence. It's about learning to trust in our own abilities and potential, even in the face of uncertainty or adversity. It's about cultivating a sense of purpose and meaning that goes beyond external markers of success or approval, and anchoring ourselves in our deepest values and aspirations. As you navigate your own journey of personal and professional growth, remember that setbacks and challenges are not a reflection of your worth or potential, but rather an invitation to learn, grow, and expand your horizons. Embrace the discomfort of stepping outside your comfort zone, and trust in your own resilience and adaptability to carry you through even the toughest of times. Surround yourself with supportive and encouraging people who believe in you and your goals, and don't be afraid to seek out help or guidance when you need it. Most importantly, remember that your worth and value as a person are not defined by your accomplishments or failures, but rather by the quality of your character, the depth of your compassion, and the strength of your spirit. By staying true to your deepest values and aspirations, and approaching setbacks with a growth mindset and a resilient spirit, you can overcome even the greatest of challenges and create a life of purpose, meaning, and authentic success. Setbacks and failures are not the end of the story, but rather the beginning of a new chapter of growth, learning, and self-discovery. With each challenge you face and overcome, you become stronger, wiser, and more resilient, and you move closer to becoming the person you were truly meant to be. So embrace the journey, trust in your own potential, and never stop learning and growing, no matter what obstacles or setbacks come your way. Chapter 8. Practicing self-compassion. Treating yourself with kindness. In the face of life's challenges and setbacks, one of the most powerful tools we have for building resilience and maintaining a positive sense of self is the practice of self-compassion. When we are caught in the comparison trap, it's easy to fall into patterns of harsh self-criticism, negative self-talk, and feelings of inadequacy or unworthiness. However, by learning to treat ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and compassion that we would offer a good friend, we can cultivate a deeper sense of self-acceptance, emotional well-being, and inner peace. Self-compassion is not about being self-indulgent or making excuses for our own behavior, but rather about recognizing our shared humanity and the inherent worth and dignity of all people, including ourselves. It's about acknowledging that we are all imperfect, that we all make mistakes and face challenges, and that these experiences are a natural and inevitable part of the human condition. When we approach ourselves with this kind of compassionate understanding, we create a safe and nurturing space for growth, healing, and self-discovery. The practice of self-compassion begins with mindfulness, the ability to be present and aware of our own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in the moment, without judgment or resistance. When we are mindful, we can observe our own self-talk and inner dialogue with greater clarity and objectivity, and start to notice patterns of negative or critical thinking that may be holding us back or causing us pain. We can also become more attuned to our own physical and emotional needs and learn to respond to them with greater care and sensitivity. One powerful way to cultivate mindfulness and self-compassion is through the practice of meditation or other contemplative practices. By taking time each day to sit in silence, focus on our breath, and observe our own thoughts and feelings with curiosity and openness, we can begin to develop a greater sense of inner stillness, clarity, and self-acceptance. We can also use this time to practice loving kindness meditation, in which we direct feelings of warmth, care, and compassion towards ourselves and others. Another key aspect of self-compassion is learning to reframe our self-talk in a more positive and supportive way. When we are struggling with self-doubt, anxiety, or feelings of inadequacy, it's easy to engage in harsh self-criticism or negative self-talk, telling ourselves that we are not good enough, smart enough, or worthy of love and respect. However, these kinds of thoughts are not only unhelpful, but they can also become self-fulfilling prophecies, reinforcing our own sense of inadequacy and holding us back from reaching our full potential. Instead of engaging in negative self-talk, we can practice speaking to ourselves with the same kindness, encouragement, and support that we would offer a beloved friend or family member. This might mean replacing self-critical thoughts with more positive and affirming statements, such as, "I am doing the best I can," "I am worthy of love and respect," or "I trust in my own abilities and potential." It might also mean reframing challenges or setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than as evidence of our own failure or inadequacy. Self-compassion also involves learning to set healthy boundaries and prioritize our own self-care and well-being. When we are caught in the comparison trap or striving to meet external standards of success or perfection, it's easy to neglect our own physical, emotional, and spiritual needs in the process. We may push ourselves to work longer hours, skip meals or exercise, or sacrifice time with loved ones in order to achieve our goals or prove our worth. However, this kind of self-neglect is not only unsustainable in the long run, but it can also lead to burnout, anxiety, and other mental and physical health problems. By learning to set healthy boundaries and make self-care a priority, we can build greater resilience, energy, and vitality, and show up more fully and authentically in all areas of our lives. This might mean setting aside time each day for activities that nourish and recharge us, such as exercise, creative pursuits, or spending time in nature. It might also mean learning to say no to commitments or requests that drain our energy or go against our values, and surrounding ourselves with supportive and uplifting people who encourage us to prioritize our own well-being. Practicing self-compassion is not always easy, especially in a culture that often values self-criticism, competition, and external achievement above inner peace and well-being. It requires a willingness to be vulnerable, to confront our own fears and insecurities, and to let go of the belief that our worth is contingent on our accomplishments or the approval of others. It also requires consistent effort and practice, as well as a commitment to self-reflection and personal growth. However, the benefits of self-compassion are well worth the effort. When we learn to treat ourselves with kindness, understanding, and respect, we create a foundation of inner strength, resilience, and self-acceptance that can carry us through even the toughest of times. We become less reactive to external challenges or setbacks, and more able to navigate life's ups and downs with grace, wisdom, and equanimity. We also become more compassionate and understanding towards others, recognizing that we are all struggling with our own challenges and insecurities, and that we all deserve to be treated with kindness and respect. Ultimately, the practice of self-compassion is about learning to love and accept ourselves unconditionally, flaws and all. It's about recognizing that our worth and value as human beings is inherent and unchanging, regardless of our achievements, failures, or external circumstances. It's about cultivating a deep sense of inner peace, wholeness, and self-love that radiates outward and touches the lives of everyone around us. As you navigate your own journey of personal growth and self-discovery, remember that self-compassion is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Take time each day to practice mindfulness, reframe your self-talk, set healthy boundaries, and prioritize your own self-care and well-being. Surround yourself with supportive and uplifting people who encourage you to be kind and gentle with yourself, and who model self-compassion in their own lives. Most importantly, trust in your own inner wisdom and inherent goodness, and know that you are deserving of love, respect, and compassion, simply by virtue of being human. By treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a beloved friend, you open yourself up to a world of greater joy, fulfillment, and inner peace, and you become a powerful force for positive change in the world around you. Chapter 9. Embracing the journey, finding joy in the process. Throughout the pages of this book, we've explored the many ways in which comparison can steal our joy and hold us back from living a life of authentic purpose and fulfillment. We've examined the roots of comparative thinking, the impact it can have on our self-worth and relationships, and the strategies and practices we can use to break free from its grip and cultivate a deeper sense of self-acceptance, resilience, and inner peace. At the heart of this journey is a fundamental shift in perspective, a recognition that true happiness and success are not found in external achievements, possessions, or comparisons, but rather in the quality of our inner lives and the depth of our connections with others. When we learn to embrace the journey of personal growth and self-discovery, rather than fixating on the destination or outcome, we open ourselves up to a world of greater joy, meaning, and fulfillment. This shift in perspective is not always easy, especially in a culture that often values productivity, efficiency, and external markers of success above all else. We may feel pressure to constantly strive and achieve, to check off boxes and reach milestones, and to measure our worth and value by the standards and expectations of others. However, this kind of relentless pursuit of success can leave us feeling exhausted, unfulfilled, and disconnected from our own authentic desires and values. The antidote to this cycle of striving and comparison is to learn to find joy and meaning in the process of growth and self-discovery itself. This means embracing the challenges, setbacks, and uncertainties of life as opportunities for learning, growth, and transformation, rather than as obstacles to be overcome or avoided. It means cultivating a sense of curiosity, openness, and wonder about the world around us, and approaching each day as a new opportunity to learn, explore, and connect with others. Finding joy in the process also means learning to celebrate our own progress and growth, rather than constantly comparing ourselves to others or striving for perfection. It means taking time to acknowledge and appreciate the small victories and milestones along the way, and recognizing that even the most challenging experiences can be sources of wisdom, resilience, and self-discovery. One powerful way to cultivate this sense of joy and meaning in the journey is through the practice of gratitude. When we take time each day to reflect on the blessings and abundance in our lives, we shift our focus away from what we lack or what we think we need to be happy, and towards a deeper appreciation for the gifts and opportunities that are already present. This might mean keeping a gratitude journal, where we write down 3 things we are thankful for each day, or simply taking a few moments to reflect on the people, experiences, and moments that bring us joy and fulfillment. Another key to finding joy in the process is to cultivate a strong sense of purpose and meaning in our lives. This means taking time to reflect on our deepest values, passions, and aspirations, and aligning our actions and choices with these inner truths. It means seeking out experiences and relationships that nourish our souls and bring us a sense of connection, growth, and fulfillment, rather than simply going through the motions or pursuing goals that don't truly resonate with us. Cultivating a sense of purpose and meaning also means being willing to take risks, step outside our comfort zones, and pursue our dreams and aspirations with courage and determination. This might mean starting a new business, pursuing a creative passion, or advocating for a cause we believe in, even in the face of fear, uncertainty, or resistance from others. When we are guided by a strong sense of purpose and meaning, we are more resilient in the face of challenges and setbacks, and more able to find joy and fulfillment in the journey itself. Of course, finding joy in the process is not always easy, and there will be times when we struggle with self-doubt, anxiety, or feelings of inadequacy. In these moments, it's important to practice self-compassion and to reach out for support from trusted friends, family members, or mentors. We may also find solace and inspiration in the stories and experiences of others who have navigated similar challenges and found joy and meaning in the journey. Ultimately, embracing the journey of personal growth and self-discovery is about learning to trust in the unfolding of our own unique path, even when it takes unexpected twists and turns. It's about cultivating a sense of faith and surrender, knowing that even the most difficult experiences can be sources of wisdom, growth, and transformation. It's about finding joy and meaning in the present moment, rather than constantly striving for a future that may never arrive. The journey of breaking free from comparison and finding authentic joy and fulfillment is a lifelong one, full of challenges, surprises, and opportunities for growth. The strategies and practices outlined in this book are not a quick fix or a one-time solution, but rather a set of tools and principles that can support us in navigating this journey with greater ease, resilience, and self-awareness. The most important thing is to approach this journey with a spirit of curiosity, openness, and self-compassion, and to trust in the wisdom and guidance of our own inner voice. When we learn to let go of the need for external validation and approval, and to find joy and meaning in the process of growth and self-discovery itself, we open ourselves up to a world of limitless possibility and potential. This journey may take us to unexpected places and challenge us in ways we never could have imagined. But it is through these challenges and uncertainties that we grow, evolve, and become the people we were truly meant to be. Embrace the beauty and mystery of the journey, and trust that every step, every stumble, and every moment of joy and sorrow is a precious part of the unfolding of your own unique path. In the end, breaking free from comparison and finding authentic joy and fulfillment is about learning to love and accept ourselves fully, flaws and all. It's about recognizing that our worth and value are inherent and unchanging, and that we all have a unique gift and purpose to offer the world. It's about connecting with others from a place of compassion, empathy, and shared humanity, and recognizing that we are all in this journey together. This journey is not always easy, but it is one of the most rewarding and transformative paths we can undertake. With each step we take towards greater self-awareness, self-compassion, and authentic living, we become more fully alive, more connected to our own deepest truths, and more able to make a positive impact on the world around us. My hope is that the insights, strategies, and practices shared in this book will support you in navigating your own journey with greater ease, resilience, and joy. May you find the courage to embrace the beauty and mystery of the journey, and to trust in the unfolding of your own unique path. And may you discover, in each moment and in each step, the profound joy and meaning that comes from living a life of authentic purpose and connection. The journey awaits. Let us begin.